Hello everyone, I'm Alan from Net Concepts, and also I'm coming from Beijing. It's really been my honor to share this time with you, and also it's my very first time to speak in Sydney, in public. Also, I may give you a little bit background about myself. I grew up in China from the Shandong province until 17 years old, and went to Japan for a couple of years for high school, then decided to came to New Zealand for, university, and worked there a few years before I moved back to China in 2008 to start Net Concept China. We have been helping many clients, different industries with their, search, social marketing strategies in China. As we have a lot of social insights this morning, so in the next 30 minutes, I may give you a little bit different since it's more about search for the next 30 minutes. And also, apart from the services and products, we also pushed a lot about the education in China, especially around search marketing, SEO, SEM, etc. We're working with Baidu and a few universities to really, to educate the people and the crew in China. And also for many of the clients we're working with from e-commerce, retail, travel, etc. And also we have some connections with, Australia as well, although I haven't been in this country for 5-6 years. Like we have many friends here from Hotel Club, it's one of our clients, and also we're working with Dropping.com, that's the second largest recruitment website in China, but also owned by SEEK, Australia. So lots of connections here. Now, okay, so today actually for my session, I'm going to answer a few questions around China search marketing and social marketing and mobile a little bit, which is, China is huge, everyone knows it, and also China is growing fast, right, in terms of the size of the market, and also it's changing really fast. And also, China is different. So China is totally different market in terms of culture, in terms of the way business is doing, and also especially for online marketing. So it's really different from the rest of the world. So hopefully I can address some of the questions and answer some of your concerns about China after this presentation. Yep. And I'll share with you a few pictures of China, which I love. Also, where is the city I'm based in? It's Beijing, right? So you all know Beijing has a Great Wall. So that's a foundation for the historical part of Beijing, and also that used to help China to defend enemies from outside. And also, I'd like to add search here. This is first topic we are going to cover for this session, is search. So although we have lots of social discussion this morning, search is still the foundation for online marketing in China. Similar as the rest of the world. Google is still one of the most important channels to target to. So China as well. So search is still the most effective marketing channel in the entire marketing world in China. So that's why we'll spend quite a lot of time to talk about search in China. And also, for the record, is that China has 470 million search engine users up to date until June this year. The second picture is bird nest, right? So that's built around Chinese Olympics game. So this is social, right? You already heard a lot of social. So China has over 400 million at least social media users. And third topic for this morning would be around mobile. Right? You also heard lots about mobile, but I'll talk about the general mobile search and what's the strategies for most of the mobile marketing strategies in China. And it's also the picture is of the CCTV building in Beijing, which is newly built, which is one of the favorite buildings of my own. Yeah, and so this morning we'll have the search plus social plus mobile for this morning, for my session. And also this is the National Opera House of Beijing in China, right? So hopefully, we can bring something new about China. Of course, it's different from the Opera House you have here, right? So hopefully we can also address that questions. Yep. Apart from China is huge, it's growing, it's different, and also China is difficult, right? In terms of the language, the complexity of the market, and also maybe as a foreigner, if you can't read any Chinese, you go to China, you may be able to see some sign like this. So in Chinese, literally, these 4 characters means, be careful, the floor is wet, right? So don't fall down or, slippery floor. But the English side is slip and fall down carefully, right? The second one to share with you is, actually it's a big sign on the street. It's about a digital printing store. It's 4 big characters, means digital printing. But the English translation they put on is the numerical code flashes India, right? I think that's from Google translation or somewhere, but they put it on the street sign. And also for this one, actually, if you can read Chinese, these 3 characters means unpacked nuts. Because some people, they have the trolley on the street to sell the unpacked nuts, right, like peanuts, etc. But in China, the first one means unpacked. These 2 letters, characters, literally it means dried fruit, but altogether means nut. But the English translation put into the fruit, but actually this character alone, the middle one means fuck. So they put it all together means the spray to fuck the fruit. Right? So if you see something like this on the street, it's not something you saw. Right? And also this one, I mean, it's a sign on the toilet. It means please flush the toilet after you use it, right? But it came out like this, man out after shit. Yeah. So it means China is really different. It's difficult, right? It's maybe difficult for many of you if you don't have enough knowledge of the market. Yeah. So that's also something we try to help you to avoid. After this session. Okay. So we come to this. The real topic. This is the latest online marketing statistics. Actually, US now is the #1, of course, in the world for online marketing. Actually, China quickly catch up with the 2nd position. So now the China total online marketing market is worth about $12.3 billion, but that's increased by almost 50% in the last year, right? But US only increased by 15%. So China already exceeds Japan, became the 2nd one in the world for online marketing, but also increasing fast. So China will soon become, maybe not have in the next few years, but will be closer and closer to the US. And this is graph for the next few years. So in the next 3 years' time, China will have 33.8 billion, sites in online marketing in the world. So that will be very close to the current US number. And also, for the different format, for this amount, right? So the distribution of the marketing money goes to actually the green one. The yellow one is search. The green one is display, and the blue one are others. So actually, last year was the first year search became the #1 online marketing, spending channel for all the marketers. So it has been this story in the US, I guess in Australia as well, for many years. But actually, last year was the first year search became the #1. And also the portion about search will be green, right? The green one is search. It will be green. Now it's last year was about 50%. This year will be 55%. And in 3 years' time, it will be almost 58%, right? So search is still the single most important online marketing platform in China, followed by display and others. But here, this part, although search is the largest, it's not only Baidu, right? It's not only general search, as a few of the speakers said this morning. So this one also includes Taobao. So Taobao is an e-commerce platform, but it's also the 2nd largest, online marketing platform in China, with really big chunk of the search marketing dollar coming from Taobao. So this will be mainly Baidu and other search engines plus Taobao. Yep, and this is a graph about the China search market. So that's also increasing pretty fast, as it's pretty good steady line to increase. So this year, the total China search market will be $5.7 billion, and it will going to reach $11 billion in the next 3 years' time. Yep. Okay, and come to search. So you all know, China is different from the rest of the world, which is dominated by Google. Right? I think only a few countries is not dominated by Google. Korea is one, Russia is one, Taiwan is one, and China is the biggest. Right? So actually, Google used to have 30% of the market share at the best time, but after Google left China, moved the server to Hong Kong. So now, at the latest date, up to 30th of September this year, so Google now only have 2%. The dominant player now is the #1 is still Baidu with 63% of the market share, still the #1 search engine. The second one is 360. It's a very new search engine that came out August last year, so it's only 14 months old until now, but got 19% market share. And the third one is, Sogou plus Soso, because Sogou used to be the 2nd largest, but 3rd largest after 360 came out. But recently, just last month, they merged. So Sogou merged the Soso. Soso belongs to Tencent, and Tencent sold the Soso, invested Sogo, and also combined Soso into Sogo. So yeah, it's a complex story, right? Yeah. So I mean, now Sogo plus Soso owns 15% of the market share and also carries the brand name Sogo. But Tencent gives lots of their resources to Sogo. It will in the future, like the Tencent's QQ resources, like the Poto resources, maybe WeChat resources as well to Sogo for search, search market. So this is the current landscape for China, search market. So if you're really thinking about entering China, so search is definitely the primary focus. But if you're talking about search in China, so it's not only Baidu now. Baidu, 360 plus Sogo. So that's the three players in the market. It's like Google and Bing in the US. Yeah, but it's quite different a year ago. Right? So this is the picture just 14 months ago, before 360 came out. So Baidu was 82% at that time, and it was no 360. And Sogo got 7%, followed by 6% for Google. So that was a year ago, but now it's completely different, right? Yep, and of course, you cannot open Google in China most of the time, right? So after Google moved the server to Hong Kong, so as the Chinese government is pretty gentle to Google. It's not like Facebook and Twitter just banned completely, right? So Chinese government didn't ban Google. You can still use Google, but you just cannot open it maybe 7 out of 10 times, right? Just ignoring you, right? So that's why we do have to shake your hand with Baidu if you do want to enter China, right? So Baidu is still the largest search engine in China. Also, it's not a very small company. It's got 55 billion market cap in the Nasdaq, and also the third largest internet company in China after Tencent and Alibaba, and also with over 20,000 staff. Yeah, but now it's not only Baidu, right? So you have to shake your hand with 360 and Sogo as well. Right? So this first thing you may want to do when considering your strategy in China. So these three search engines may be your first step of madness.